All right, Commissioner Ace Coach 704 PEL Primetime Elite League. Edition of PEL Live. Finally got some time to get on here and talk about these trades that have been happening that I don't really understand, to be honest with you, and then go through the draft class players. I'm also going to do articles by position on these players, so you'll have a point of reference to look at just in case someone may not be aware of who they are when the draft comes. But before we go there, we're going to look at these damn trades right now. Alright, so first off, I don't have a problem with this first one. The Broncos trading Drew Lock to the Cowboys. They needed a quarterback. They couldn't find one, really struggled. They couldn't get one in the draft. They didn't really get one in free agency. So this guy's decent for a 5th round pick. Of course, Agape being cheap as usual. But you know what else is new, so that's a fine trade. Okay, so here we go. Packers trade Eric Orange. He was the best running back in the draft we just had to the Steelers. And a speed rob receiver in Isaiah McKenzie. He's like a 75 overall. Deontay Johnson goes to the Packers as a kind of like a 80, 81 overall speed receiver from the Steelers. Steelers also give up a 1st round pick, 2nd round pick. And the Packers, the Packers were generous enough to throw in a 4th rounder. So, I mean, I think the price is really high here for this guy, Orange. Orange is a very good running back, but you got to remember, he was taken in the 2nd round. That shows the value of running backs right now in the league. If you got a guy like this who is normally a surefire top 10 1st round pick in most drafts going in the 2nd round, most teams have their wide receiver already, or excuse me, their running back. So you can get a running back, that's not bad. You're going to see this next trade. You could have got a guy that could help you out, for this year, maybe even beyond for a very low price. But, sometimes people get enamored with players, and I think that's what happened here. The Packers did really well to get a 1st round pick and a 2nd, which I thought was crazy, on top of the replacement receiver who is better than the receiver they gave up, which is even more crazy. So, the Steelers got the guy they wanted, but good Lord. That was borderline rape, but not reversal. So, that's where we are with that. Alright, so we got the Bills trading Matt Breida to the Jags, and the Jags gave up a 2nd round pick to the Bills. Breida is a pretty good speed running back. A 2nd round pick, I think it's fair for that because he's still kind of young. So, that's not a bad deal right there. I'm just a little confused as to why the Bills would trade Breida and they're going to a run-first offense. You want a thunder and lightning combination, and I saw who they were just using. They were using Josh Adams and Bo Scarborough in their last game, and then are mad about their offense. You had the perfect combination right there with Breida and pairing with, an Adams. Breida can be the lead back, and then Adams can be the thunder behind it, but it is what it is. All right, so this next trade, this was a mess because of the Chiefs being high. Not realizing what he wanted. So basically the Chiefs trade the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu, to us. We gave up Eric McCoy, the left guard, who was an 85 overall star development guy, so you guys know how valuable offensive linemen are. So, and we also got the Chiefs 3rd rounder because of Honey Badger's salary. I had to cut like 5 guys. We barely got him on the team. But he's on here. He hadn't done much just yet. I'm still trying to figure out the best place for him. I moved in the corner and we got destroyed last week. So I put him back at safety now, and we won big this week. So he didn't really do anything, but he's there. So I guess that counts for something. And then the Chiefs were able to clear some salary and get a very good offensive lineman on top of that. So, that's a win-win all around. All right. The Bills trading middle linebacker Tremaine Edmonds to the Patriots. Patriots trading Frank Flash to the Bills. So the Bills get a pass rusher and the Patriots get a linebacker. I mean, Tremaine Edmonds, I believe, is one of the better user linebackers in the game because of his sheer size. He's 6'5" and he moves well. I had him, I think, last year at some point. And he played very well for me. So Flash being a pass rusher, I mean, that's about even right there. Just about what you want, really. Okay. The Bills trading Josh Allen to the Cowboys. Cowboys trade Robert Foster and Luke Gifford to the Bills. Honestly, I'm going to have to go to Daddy Leagues on this one to see, what I can say. Because, number one, trading Josh Allen, you should have got a pick out of that at the least. I mean, I get the players, but a trade like that, man. I mean, I know he's normal development, but he's normal development with, rare traits, and then you get a breakout, hopefully, he could be a lot better. But, alright, so let's take a look at these guys. Foster at receiver is a 76 overall. He's a speed guy. And then Gifford at linebacker is, where is he? Oh, there he is. 65 overall. So, you got two players that are worse overall than Josh Allen going here. You should have had a pick in there as a kicker. But then again, this is Agape, so I don't know when y'all gonna learn not to trade with that fool, because he ain't gonna give you fair value. Yep, that's right. He ain't gonna give you fair value for you new guys. But anyway, all right. Jaguars trade Tyree Jackson to the Falcons, and the Falcons trade Jacoby Brissett to the Jaguars, and the Falcons also give up a 4th rounder. I know Jackson is not rated very high. Brissett is rated higher, which is the 4th round kicker in there. I don't understand. Well, yeah, I do. Well, no, I don't. Why did he give a 4th rounder for that? All right, let me pull up my Daddy Leagues again and see what the hell's going on here. Let's go to, where are we going here? Let's go to Jacksonville. Compelling video, I know, as I scroll through my phone. Alright, so Brissett, I know, is rated decently because we were looking at him possibly signing him as a backup. So Jacoby Brissett is a 72 overall, okay? And then Jackson is 63 overall. 96 throw power, 63 overall is getting you a replacement that's better overall and a 4th round draft pick. I mean, that's pretty insane right there, but still, it's not reversible level. I mean, it's backup quarterbacks, so it is what it is. And then this last one, oh God. The Bills trading Stephon Diggs to the Patriots, and the Patriots trading Stephon Gilmore to the Bills. Well, Gilmore goes back home where he used to be. I tell you, you don't trade X-Factor corners for X-Factor receivers. You just don't do that. We've seen so many times in these leagues a really good receiver be just a guy that you get in the draft, and you can, find ways to get him open, and then he can work for you. X-Factor corners, there's not that many, okay? Even if you draft a guy and he becomes, pretty good, it's going to be a lot of work to get him the X-Factor at the corner position. So the Bills win this trade, and it's smart because, they're running the ball. Diggs is not a guy that they're going to feature in their offense. And you get an X-Factor corner for him. That makes it for some of those other bad trades they made. All right. Okay, enough of my commentary on trades. Real quick, let's take a quick look at the standings before we do our storyline players. Because I just want to take a look and see where we are. Because I haven't had a good chance to look at the whole league here. Let's see. All right, AFC North. Oh, we got a good race here. We got the Bengals at 3-2, Browns 3-3, Steelers 3-3, and then the Ravens are taking some time off. Our condolences go out to you, Tristan. I know you're dealing with a lot right now. I appreciate you hanging in there, man. But it's a three-team race, man. I don't know. It's hard to say. I seen the Steelers guy, put up some numbers on offense, and you got two guys right here that have, in the past won, pretty big. So this is going to be a really interesting race down the stretch. I like that. All right, AFC South. We got the Jaguars at 5-1, Colts 4-3, Texans 2-3, and the Titans 2-4. I tell you, tale of 2 years. Ben was, riding high pretty strong last year. Now he's at the bottom of the league. Colts, had a big win today over the Seahawks. I was a little surprised at the margin of that game. But that's a good job. They're getting it going, so they could be a challenger to the Jaguars right here at 5-1, who are, playing really well. So right now it's a two-team race, but you can't sleep on Ben because, once he gets it going with that run game and, some stuff he does on defense, it gets kind of tough right there. So good division. All right, AFC East. Oh, boy. I think so. The Jets must have beat the Dolphins the other day. I didn't see who won that game. I wanted to see. Well, he's won 3 in a row, so he must have beat the Dolphins. That's a big win right there. They're 5-1. I mean, I played the Jets and I played horrible, but I was coming into that game. I was expecting a certain scheme, and I got a little bit different. And then Bridgewater just played horribly and was throwing the ball all over God's creation. But it was a good scheme on defense. And you see he's only giving up 119 points in 6 games. That's a good job. And then beating the Dolphins 5-1, that's a great two-team race right there for that division. And you still got the Patriots and the Bills in there, and they still got wild card hopes, with the expanded playoffs, adding an extra wild card team in each division. So everyone's still in it right there. I think these two will fight for the division, and these two still have wild card hopes right there. All right, in the West, we got, oh my goodness, all right, Chargers at 4-2, Broncos at 4-2, Chiefs 3-2, and the Raiders 2-3. Right now it looks like a great 3-team race. Now we saw 3 teams in this division last year finish 10-6 or higher. The Chiefs finished 10-6 and didn't even get in the playoffs. And then the Broncos and Chargers, of course, were in the AFC title game. So, no rest for the weary over there. And I did offer Cody a chance to switch to the NFC, but he said he's going to stick it out. So I commend you for that, Cody. But good races so far. Really good. All right. NFC North, switching conferences. All right. We got the Lions at 3-2. The defending NFC North champs. Packers at 2-3 after they got off to a good start, but they've lost 3 in a row. Vikings at 1-5. And the Bears picked up a win today over the football team to move to 2-5. So you look at the Bears' point differential, you can see they're a threat right there. Even at 2-5, they scored more than they've given up. So that trends towards them getting a little hot here. I think this division is wide open. I know the Lions won it last year, going 12-4, but I think you got the Packers who have a user now. The Bears starting to get it going. So we're gonna see, how that division goes the rest of the season. All right, NFC South. You got the Falcons on top at 4-2. You got me at 3-4, Saints 2-4, and the Bucks 0-6. So the Bucks got married, so they're probably gonna be out of it for a little while, honeymooning and all that stuff. So a 3-team race here. The Saints were in the Super Bowl last year and pushed the Broncos to the brink. So seeing them at 2-4 is a little bit of a surprise. But I know Arbad, he's a good player, and he won today over the Bills. So I look for him to get it going. We lost a couple games. Hell, we played the 2 best teams in the league in my estimation the last 2 weeks, in the Jets and the Eagles, and we were not on our game in either one of those games. I can honestly say that we were not focused. So today we were able to get refocused and did a good job in getting a win to break the losing streak. And then the Falcons on top at 4-2. Scored less than he's given up. Honestly, I think we've played a hell of a schedule. I don't think the Falcons have played that hard of a schedule. We're coming for the damn Falcons. We don't like Atlanta. except for the Braves. And then the Saints are going to have something to say about this too. So I'm excited. I don't think I've played any division game. Well, maybe we played the Bucks early on. So I'm excited to play these division games and, you know, go claim the South this year. All right, NFC East. The Eagles are, you know, just killing it right now at 7-0, even though I'm not happy with him running the score up on me. I always believe those things come back to haunt you. That's all I'm saying about that. Giants solidly in there at 5-2. And the football team and the place at 2-4 each. But, you know, I think these two teams are always dangerous because you never know what you're going to get if they're on their game. The Giants are always solid, and then the Eagles, you know, are a championship contender. So that's what we got in the East. And then finally the NFC West. A lot of parity here. So Seahawks lead the division at 3-3. The Rams at 3-2. Cardinals 3-3, and then the 49ers 2-4. So nobody's out of it yet. I think the 49ers made the playoffs last year, but the Seahawks won the division. Rams being here for a full year will help. And then the Cardinals, we all know his style. So I think this is a 9-7 team could win this division this year. That's what I think about the NFC West. All right. So overall in the NFL, like I said, my estimation, these two are the top two teams right now. Jets beating the Dolphins definitely makes them top two. Then the Eagles obviously being undefeated, you know, puts them in the top two for me. Dolphins I think would definitely be number 3. And then, you know, Jags have played well after losing week 1. They've won 5 in a row. And then you kind of get, you know, kind of muddied up in there going down the line right here. But definitely top two teams right now in the PEL, Eagles and the Jets. And I mean, that says a lot because, you know, I mean, well, the Eagles have some talent. The Eagles do have talent, but the Jets are getting it done with a roster that you take a look at it, you'd be amazed. He's doing a hell of a job. He's doing a hell of a job this year. He's coach of the year right now, in my opinion. Absolutely. All right, so here's what you two guys that are watching live are waiting for, and I'm sure other people are going to look at when we post this later on. It is our storyline players, and I'm going to get my list up. Like I said earlier, if you weren't watching, I am going to break them down by position in articles on Daddy Leagues. I'm going to try to do that tomorrow. I'll find my file here because I do have real storylines, and I'm going to explain on here. Now, when I write my articles, I'm not going to put the whole storyline. I'm going to give you the background on here. So if you watch the video, you're going to get a little more information than you will in the article, just for you doing your work, okay? All right, so we got, all right, let me find it here. It's deep in my email. There we go. Okay, quarterback position. So here's what I'm going to say about the quarterback position. For you people that are older, young guys are not going to get this, but for you people that are older, just think about the 1983 NFL draft, okay? If you're young and you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to Google the 1983 NFL draft because that's what we're looking at right here, okay? All right, Greg Johnson. Greg Johnson from Oklahoma. He is the NCAA passing accuracy leader, okay? That's his storyline. He was a very accurate passer. We all know Oklahoma has a really nice spread offense. Passing accuracy leader, and you see what his throw power is, okay? I'll let you put 2 and 2 together on that. All right. My next guy is Clark Antonio, North Carolina Central. All right. So Clark Antonio won what's called the Black College Football Heisman Award. Okay. So for some of you that don't know, there's a lot of black schools that play football, obviously in college, and this guy was deemed the best one of them all. Okay. So obviously he's got some kind of talent. Okay, you see he can really throw the football as far as throw power, but what else can he do? You gotta do your homework. Okay. My next guy is Xavier Mitchell from UCF. Okay, Xavier Mitchell. His storyline is he was booted from his team for betting on games. Little Pete Rose action right here for Xavier Mitchell. But his team was 7-0 before he got booted. So he was betting on himself. A lot of confidence. Okay. So obviously he's got some talent betting on himself. That's why he got kicked out of school. So, you put 2 and 2 together. What is kind of player does that make him? You see he's 24 also. Okay, so keep that in mind. Okay. All right, our next quarterback storyline, Timmy Edison. Where is Timmy? There he is from Temple. You see Timmy's a little small. He's 5'11". Okay. Timmy scored the smartest score ever on the Wonderlic test at the combine. Okay, so it's just view the combine report later on, but I'm telling you, he's got the smartest combine score ever. You see his first trait right there is awareness. Okay, he's a smart kid. But what does that mean for him playing the position at 5'11"? Okay. You'll have to figure that out. All right, our next storyline guy. Quarterback Sly Sanders from Buffalo. Okay. Sly's storyline. Buffalo's a group of 5 school. Okay, a group of 5 school means they're not in the Power 5 conference. Okay. So he snuck into the Heisman race as a late. Okay, let me say this right. He snuck into the Heisman race late as his group of 5 school went undefeated. So Buffalo had a really good season, undefeated, and people started asking why are they good? And then this guy Sly Sanders is just balling out like crazy. So now keep in mind, group of 5. Okay, that means he's not playing against the best talent. Okay, you got to have logic and deduction on these things. Okay, all right. You see, he's another strong arm guy. Okay, now I'll just tell you, I don't like all these weak arm quarterbacks, so that's why I did give him some decent throw power. It says A+, but not everyone is top of the line. Okay, there's a big range for A+, so keep that in mind too. Okay, all right. Our last storyline guy at the quarterback position is Cannon Erickson from Memphis. All right, so Cannon's storyline is he has the longest throw ever made at the NCAA Quarterback Challenge. So think about college football doing a quarterback challenge. This guy won the longest throw competition with the longest throw ever. Okay? They don't say what else he can do. He can throw it. He can throw it a long way, so take that into consideration, okay? That's all I'll say about that. All right. Moving on, running backs. We have 2 storyline running backs. Our first running back we're going to look at is, we'll look at Ricky Woods first. Okay. And I've already fully scouted Ricky Woods for you, so if you're watching, hey, you're welcome, okay? Thank you for doing your diligence. So Ricky Woods' storyline is he is the son of former Cincinnati Bengal great Ickey Woods. If you know NFL football, Ickey Woods was a running back for the Cincinnati Bengals in the late 80s who was famous for doing the Ickey Shuffle. Okay, it's a funny little dance when he did and he scored a touchdown. All right. Here's what I'm going to say about Ricky Woods. He goes to Navy. Okay, Navy is a clue into what kind of player this guy is. I don't usually use the schools as clues, and I'm not going to put that in the article, but I'm telling you. Okay, you see his stats right there. Those stats will give you a clue into his combine. All right, so that's some good information on Ricky. Little nugget right there. All right. Our other player at the running back position is, I wanted to call this guy Slick Willie, but they wouldn't let me put in Willie for his name. They said it was derogatory. I'm like, what the world? Slick Williams. All right. And once again, you see he's fully scouted too for you. So there you go. His storyline: he's the former track star who had success converting to running back in his 1 year of football. Okay, so he's only played football for 1 year. But you can see he's a talented player. Okay, he's a track star. Does that mean he's fast? Most people would think so. Yeah, probably. But you see his top skills. He can juke when you're running, and his ball carrier vision is good. Really good. But then you see that third skill being a B+. And might be a little red flag right there. Like I say, the diamond gives him a late first rounder, but do your homework, okay? Not everything that glitters is gold. You guys that have been here before know that. Okay. All right, at the wide receiver position, we have 3 storyline guys. Our first storyline guy, which is, it's kind of weird how this guy came up, but anyway, Adam OCARION of Southern Illinois. All right, so his storyline is he's nicknamed Mr. Sticky by his teammates because of his catching ability. Okay, so is he a possession guy? Is he more than that? What's can he do? 5'11", 197. He's a deep threat. That doesn't mean he's always fast, though. Okay? But you know this guy can catch. You see the traits right there, catching and special catch, are both A minuses. Okay? So that's what you got with Adam. All right, our next storyline receiver, Eddie Rapido. Where is Eddie at? There he is. Another fully scouted. You guys are getting lucky. All right. All right, so you see he's an early second rounder, catching traffic, special catch, deep route. His storyline is he is a Cuban. Oh, I didn't change his school. But anyway, he's a Cuban refugee who started in 2 seasons. It's supposed to be Miami, but it says USC, so that's okay. But the thing is, he's a Cuban refugee. Eddie Rapido, Cuban refugee. Put 2 and 2 together there. Be smart, okay? Combine will help you out on this one. But remember, you see he's an early second rounder. We've seen green diamonds in the second round not always be great. You see he's got all B's. There's no A's there. Be smart. All right, our next storyline guy is God almighty, wide receiver Donald Crump. I was laughing the whole time I was making this guy. Donald Crump, undrafted. Y'all get lucky on this. Talent's early 6th rounder, but he is 20. You got a lot of time. All B's. Nicknamed after former President Donald Trump is his storyline. That's all I got on that one. So hey, if you like the former president, then by all means go right ahead. Talent's early 6th rounder, so you know there ain't no secret on that one. Not that he's terrible. I mean, you might be a little surprised there if you take a look at him. All right. Tight end. We got 2 tight ends as storyline players. Our first one is, let's see, Bill Oakley. All right. So Bill Oakley is our first storyline guy. He is a rough and tough 3-down player by all scouting accounts. So, hey, he's a 3-down tight end. So what does that mean? 3-down tight ends can do it all. Okay. I will throw this in as a bonus on the video. He is the grandson of former New York Knicks Charles Oakley. So that'll help you out a little bit there too. Okay. You know how Charles Oakley was. Grandson probably has some of those similar traits. Okay. All right. And I kept my NBA references here. So my next storyline guy is tight end Chris LAIMBEER. You older guys will know what this is a reference to. Alright. Storyline. Has a problem with getting into fights in games, but is very effective when he's focused. So this is a reference to bad boy Piston center Bill LAIMBEER back in the late 80s, well actually mid 80s through the early 90s when the Pistons were really good. It's the kind of player you're getting here in Chris LAIMBEER. Is he talented? I hadn't scouted him yet. I don't know. 6'5", 270. Possession tight end. Gets into trouble with fighting. Alright. Use your own decisions on that. Alright. Offensive lineman. We got 3 offensive linemen we're going to look at here. Let's see, where did I put them? Okay, so our first one we're going to come across is ADRIAN SLATER as a storyline guy. Alright, 6'4", 305 from Cincinnati. Storyline is he's a very good technician at the position, but is he anything more than that? Alright, so what you'll probably see when you scout this guy is he's going to have some really high letter grades, okay? But we know as offensive lineman, you got to have a lot more than that. You got to have your awareness, you got to have your strength, you got to have all that. So that's the stuff you're looking at when you look at this guy, okay? He is the son of former NFL lineman Jackie Slater. Okay? That's another clue into how good or how bad this guy is. You got to look up Jackie Slater to see if he was a good player or not. Okay. All right. We've got, let's see. I got to find my other 2 guys. Here we go. Next storyline guy, Mountain Sims. Now we're going to have some fun. Okay. Mountain Sims' storyline is he is the largest lineman ever measured in college football history, but does his skill match his size? And you see right there, he's 6'11", 360 pounds from Georgia. I had to put him from Georgia. And of course, with that size, he's a power type of lineman. Okay? So Mountain Sims is left guard. That's our next guy. Okay. Our next storyline guy. I've got to find him. Let's see, where do we put him? There he is. Taco Pace. I'll tell you, I was on one this year. Alright, so Taco's storyline is his love of tacos makes him a large man, but his bloodline gives him special talent. Son of former NFL lineman and Hall of Famer Orlando Pace. So, it's a pretty direct storyline right there. At least I think so. But do your homework, see if he fits. He's an agile archetype, so, that gives you a clue into what kind of lineman he is. Think about Orlando Pace. Played with the, oh God, I just lost her name. Greatest Show on Turf. There we go. St. Louis Rams, excuse me. Okay. All right, switching over to defense. Our next storyline guy, we got 2 D linemen. Defensive end, where do we put him? There he is, Lance Eagle. Okay. Lance Eagle, 6'6", 270, 20 years old from Texas A&M. His storyline is incredible combine numbers make him a highly desirable player in the NFL. All right, so we already know when that combine comes out, he's going to look really, really good, okay? But does he have the skills to match what that combine report's going to say? That's what you got to dig into and then figure out, is he the best fit for you? Okay. Next storyline. Defensive tackle Rick Perry. Where's old Rick Perry at? There he is. Alabama. All right. 6'2", 375. He is the grandson of former Bear great William Perry, who starred as a fullback and a defensive tackle in the NFL with the Chicago Bears. All right. So we remember William Perry doing the Super Bowl shuffle back in 1985 when the Bears won their Super Bowl. This guy's the grandson of him. Okay. So you look up William Perry, see what kind of player he was. That might be what you're getting here in Rick Perry. Okay. You gotta do your homework. All right. Next storyline guy, linebacker. Where is he? Let's see. Where do we put him? There he is. Shake Singleton from LSU, 6'3", 240. Shake storyline. Special player at the linebacker position has a deformity in one of his hands. So obviously we're looking at a Shaquem Griffin situation right here with Shake. But I mean, the storyline tells you he's a special player. I mean, that should be setting off alarm bells to you. But what does that deformity mean for him and his, breakout and skills and everything? We don't know. Okay, you got to do your homework and see. All right, our next storyline guy is middle linebacker Larry Taylor from South Carolina, 21 years old. This guy is pretty straightforward. He was the consensus defensive player of the year last year in college. So, hey, he won defense. What's that award? Is that the Butkus Award or something like that? Yeah, so if there was a Butkus Award, this guy would win it. Okay. Now, we have seen these guys flame out in the NFL. They win all these awards in college, and they get here, and they ain't that good. So, think about it. Now, he played at South Carolina. Where is South Carolina at? It's in the SEC. Okay, so he played really good competition. Defensive player of the year. Flashing light bulbs, flashing alert, alert, alert. Okay. All right, moving on. Our next storyline guy is a cornerback. Let's see. Cornerback. All right, we'll do Jamal NIXON first. All right. So Jamal NIXON, pretty straightforward here. Hands down one of the best DBs ever evaluated in the history of NFL drafts. So you know he's going to be a top guy. One thing to watch. Jamal is 24 years old. So he's had a lot of time to become a really, really good player. So how long is he going to be at his peak before he starts regressing for you? Okay, that'll be a decision you have to make. But, I mean, when it says best DBs ever evaluated in the history of the NFL draft, he's got some special talent, most likely. But take a look at him and see for yourself. Okay, our other storyline guy at the corner position is Daniel Adams, 6'4", 210, 21 at Virginia Tech. Zone archetype. Okay, for Daniel Adams, his size makes teams want him, but the lack of skill has given pause. Okay, so obviously he's a physical specimen, but is he talented is the question. So you have to look at those skills, zone archetype, see if he fits what you want to do. Clue in for Daniel, is corner his best position? That's all I'll say about that. Okay. He may not be a two-way player for you. Okay. He may not be a corner for you. All right. We got three more guys left. Free safety is Paul Ramirez from Florida. All right, 6 foot, 22 years old. Storyline is he tries to do his job well, but he's a marginal talent at the next level. All right, so Paul's a try-hard free safety. Florida, played in the SEC, so he's got some kind of ability. Zone archetype, marginal talent. But, I mean, you take a look at the Saints. Marcus Colston was taken in the 7th round, said he had marginal talent. Ended up being a hell of a player for that team because he fit the scheme. Take a look at this guy. If he fits your scheme, he can do some special things possibly for you. Okay? Marginal talent is, in the eye of the beholder. I'm giving y'all too many clues. But if you watch the video, you deserve them. Okay? All right. The next storyline player is strong safety Colton Anderson from Boise State right there. His storyline says he's a team captain and a leader that will one day become an NFL coach. All right, so there you go. That speaks loudly to his leadership skills and being a captain and becoming an NFL coach in the future. But here's what I want you to think about. How many NFL head coaches were stars in the league? See, I'm giving you these extra tidbits, and you put the work in and watch the video, okay? Just think about that. How many NFL coaches were stars in the league? All right. All right, our final guy, we have a kicker. Luis Salazar from New Mexico. All right, so his storyline says, Luis nailed 65-yard field goals in high school, but he only kicked extra points in college due to a language barrier. So, basically, they would try to tell him to go out for a field goal, and he wouldn't understand, and he would just stand there. But he knew extra point. I don't know. It's goofy as hell, I know. But he's a storyline kicker. Okay. You see his archetype's power. Okay, that reflects the 65-yard field goal. So if you need a kicker, Luis is there as a storyline guy. Okay, those are all our storyline players, and like I said, once again, I will put those into an articles for each position so you can reference those. But like I said, you watch the video, you get the juice. Don't watch the video, just look at the article and get what you get. Okay. All right, I've talked enough. It's 41 minutes. I was aiming for 30 on this, but I did a little extra. All right, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the chat. Appreciate it.